Hi, beloved ones, blessings. Thank you for being here. I am Drasmin, and this is Dragom Oracle. And today I am guided to share with you a very special reading for all signs for this Venus in Leo energy. I invite you to take a big deep breath in, inhale, exhale. One more inhale in, inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. One more breath, inhale in, and exhale, coming fully into this present moment. So I will be pulling a card for the overall Venus in Leo energy, as well as a card for the Venus in Leo retrograde energy, and an overall well-being card for this overall energy for your specific sign. Now, I will be reading for all 13 signs. That means that there will be a reading for Ophiuchus. You can take that Ophiuchus reading as a bonus message if you don't follow the 13 lunar cycle. Okay, and then you are also welcome to take the reading for each sign as it shows up in your natal chart. So you can take the messages for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, so on and so forth, all right? What else? Yeah, okay, so I have cleared the energy, I have opened circle, I have shuffled the cards, and as I laid the cards down, after I shuffled, the top of the deck for both of these decks that I'm using really show the overall energy for this Venus in Leo. So Venus just transitioned from Cancer, very nurturing, very loving, very watery energy, and now it's moved into Leo, where it's going to be in this sign from June 5th to October 8th. So 4 months of this very intense energy. And part of the reason for that is because Venus is going to be retrograde in Leo from July 22nd to September 13th. So I will be pulling a card for that overall energy for that sign and how that might impact, and another card for the energy during the retrograde period as well. Now, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you're interested in a personal reading, you're welcome to email me. The details for that is in the description box below. So let's look at the overall energy of what is Venus in Leo. So Venus in Leo, basically summarized down to 2 words, would be emotional honesty. So we're going to see over the next few months an increase in emotional honesty, in authenticity, in confidence, breakthroughs, anything that really brings the heart out of just being in that internal space to the forefront, because Venus is the goddess of love and Leo is a fire energy. It is the second fire sign, so it's definitely very, very much expressive of self. And so it's basically the goddess of love is going to be on fire, activating within you your desires, your passions, your confidence, your authenticity, helping you attain breakthroughs. If you have a Venus in Leo, which I do, this is going to be a very powerful time for you to experience breakthroughs. So I'm very excited for this energy. I have been looking forward to this. I've definitely been feeling it. In fact, I just launched my brand new course earlier this rising, and that is available in my online market. It is called From Poisons to Power. It is a 22-day immersion with the Mother Lady Isis. So I'm very excited for this energy and what it's going to bring for me. This is also a really great energy for love, for romance, for new relationships, for relationships to go to the next level, and so on and so forth. Things like that, things around love and romance. Really, it's a very heart on fire energy. Okay, now when it goes into well, before I talk about the retrograde energy, the shadow of the Venus and Leo energy is hubris, drama, and I'm not talking about the healthy drama, because there is such a thing as healthy and unhealthy drama, but I'm talking about the negative drama where we're just like gossiping, nitpicking, arguing, where that hubris, that pride feeds in and creates toxic drama. So in the shadow side of Venus and Leo, if you're not really stepping into your power and capitalizing on this energy, you could see hubris, drama, and competition as the shadow aspects of Venus in Leo. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the Venus in Leo in retrograde energy, which is going to be July 22nd through September 13th. And retrogrades are really a time for inner, regardless of what planet's in retrograde. Retrograde is the internal energy. And, when the planet is not in retrograde, it's about the external energy. Now, this isn't necessarily true if your natal chart has a retrograde energy. Retrograde energies, for those who have retrograde in their chart, means that is actually their power time for outer expression. And when the energy is direct, that's a time for inner retrospection. Okay, so Venus in Leo in retrograde is about inner reflecting on what is authentic for you. So it's really beautiful because we're seeing like this opening of emotional honesty and authenticity, and then there's going to be a time to evaluate, okay, what has opened? Is this really in alignment with my heart, with my desire, with my passion, with what brings me joy? And then we'll have an opportunity to refine that within self and then express that outwardly when Venus in Leo goes back direct for a few weeks before it moves to the next sign, okay? Which would be Virgo. So let's look at, since we're doing Venus in Leo, let's start with, well, Leo, okay? So let's look at the Leo energies. So how is this Venus in Leo going to affect the Leo energy in whatever aspect of your chart you choose to take this reading for, okay? So one card for the overall, oh my gosh, and I didn't talk about that overall energy. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Where is it? I totally just shuffled the cards again, and I didn't talk about the overall energy. So while I'm looking for the card that I want to show you, so after I shuffled and the cards kind of landed, the way they did, on top of the deck for the tarot, the card 19 came out. 19 is the sun, 19, and it came out in the external. So, very much in alignment with what I was sharing, if it's going to be a very external, a very bright, a very youthful, a very joyous, a very playful energy. I don't know where that card went. And then in the oracle message, the card that landed on the top is first I seek joy and all else follows. And that's really, again, summarizing what I was sharing with you about this overall energy of Venus in Leo being one of authentic, joyous, heart-centered, passionate expression of self. I was so excited to share this overall energy with you. And then, of course, I got way excited about the Venus and Leo energy, and then it just kind of got reshuffled in there. So let's see. Okay, here it is. Okay, so here is that overall energy for the Venus in Leo, the tarot card that symbolizes this energy, and the oracle card that symbolizes the overall energy of Venus in Leo for the next few months. You see that? Can you see it clearly? Okay, all right, well, now that I've made a mess of my cards, let's dive into Venus in Leo for the sign of Leo. What is the overall highlight? What is highlighted for Leo at this time, please? Okay, so the card that comes out for you is one of Ace of Cups in the internal. So, for the Venus in Leo, you are having a rebirth of your emotional, you're just having a rebirth of your heart. That's really what I'm getting. It's like you've been in this place for a while, a very much internal space, going through some healing, going through some, whatever it is that you've been going through. And the Ace of Cups in the inner is telling me that this Venus and Leo energy is really going to show you how far you've come on your own personal healing journey. And you are ready to express and share and create a new cycle of healthy love, but you're also a little bit reserved and taking things slow, okay? Now, what about during retrograde? How does Venus in Leo affect Leo in retrograde? Okay, so this is what wanted to pop out, and we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is about speaking one's truth. So this is very interesting because for the overall energy, it's a very much internal expression of joy that's slowly shared outward, but during retrograde there's going to be some real action around going on. So it's like you're coming out of a period of darkness, of loneliness, of just, you know, not really feeling like you are able to express yourself. So it's like you're starting to feel more like yourself. You're starting to feel like you can trust again, you can love again, you know, very gradual coming out of the cocoon energy. And by the time we go towards the end of July, you know, you're going to be ready to just speak your truth. This is what lights my soul on fire. This is what, you know, gets me off, you know, and I don't mean sexually. I mean, that could be the case too, but it could be like, this is the food I like. These are the drinks I like. These are the clothes I want to wear. You know, this is who I am. Watch me just like speak my truth, shine my light, and show you who I really am energy through that retrograde period, which is really powerful and beautiful for you. So let's get a final oracle message for you, Leo. Okay, we'll take this one. I am learning that all problems resolve themselves. When you have a problem, a desire exudes forth from you, and Source hears it and answers it immediately. Once you remove your attention from the problem, you then allow the solution. Give birth to the question and let it go and allow the answer to flow. That's amazing. I love that because, you know, that's exactly what I was talking about. It's like you're starting to come out of this time of darkness, this time of healing, this time of like not feeling like you can really express yourself. It's felt like a heart block. You know, you've had this problem, and I have an acronym for problem. Problems are perceiving running or blaming leaves everything magically resolved, and that's not really reality. Okay, so you are, through this Venus in Leo season of the next few months, recognizing that sometimes just letting the question be will attract the answer rather than forcing it. And that really matches this Ace of Cups, you know, kind of still very much in the internal, but open to receiving and attracting the love, the answers that you seek. Again, let's read that. I am learning that all problems resolve themselves. Yes, you know, sometimes when we don't have the answer, the best thing to do is to just step back and let the answer come. Because if you're trying to think of the solution, then you're very much in the ego mind. And that is a shadow of Venus in Leo, very much being caught up in the mind, in the overthinking, in the, you know, I need to figure out how to make my passions fit rather than allowing your passion and your desire to naturally unfold and reveal itself. All right. Beautiful energy for you, Leo. Now let's move on to Virgo. Okay, so for Virgo, Venus and Leo for the sign of Virgo, please. What is the overall energy for Venus in Leo for the sign of Virgo? So for Virgo, it's the Hermit on the outer. So what this is telling me is this Venus in Leo energy is going to see you really coming out of your shell. It's going to see you coming out of your shell in a very empowered way of like, you've been in deep hibernation and reflection. You know, the sign of Virgo is a very much internal, observant, reflective kind of being. They take their time. They're acutely observant. They absorb everything around them. They take, you know, quiet time. You know, the 9 is a card archetype for the Virgo energy. So they take their time to assess, to analyze. You know, the Virgo superpower is I analyze, I observe. So it's like you are going to bring all that, you know, you're starting to shine your light into the world. You know, you see this? It's like your back is turned to the night and now you're facing the world and you're like, all right, it's time for me to speak my truth. We're about to show you what I know, and you're going to realize that I'm actually much smarter and much more observant than you think I am. You know, the Virgo can be an energy that can be a very silent person, but when they speak, you know they're speaking truth, all right? So that's the overall energy for Virgo, for Venus and Leo. Now let's look at the overall energy for Venus and Leo for Virgo during the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th. Okay, so it's 5 of Cups on the inside. So what this is telling me is you are literally during the retrograde period turning your back on anything that make you feel helpless, hopeless, lack of confidence. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and look at everything that went wrong in my life. I am now choosing to walk away from that. And a part of that is because, you are really stepping out of this time of deep inner reflection, and you're starting to share more of yourself with the world. And the more we share with ourselves, the less we are in the energy of despair. In fact, if you watch the intro to this reading, I talked about how I just launched a new course, from poison into power. And one of the poisons that I go into in that course is the energy of despair. And the antidote to despair is by sharing what we have, by sharing our resources, by sharing our love, by sharing our food, by sharing our time. That's how we break through the energy of despair. So for you, Virgo, you're coming out of this time, you're starting to share more of your light, to share more of your truth. And that's going to lead, by the time we go into retrograde, that's going to lead to a real breakthrough within your heart space of leaving behind that hopeless, helpless energy. Let's get one final card from this oracle deck, please. Oh my gosh, just one, please. I practice the science of deliberate creation. Giving thought to anything is creation. Giving deliberate thought to anything is deliberate creation. So the overall oracle message for you, Virgo, is to really recognize the power of intentional use of your time and energy. You have so much wisdom within you to share from the life experiences that you've gone through and the way that you have overcome the challenges that life has presented you. They have strengthened you, they have tempered you, they have wizened you. So you are guided to really be intentional about how you choose to share, where you've been and what you've been going through, because the more intentional you are with how you use your wisdom, your time, your energy, your resources, the more authentic of a life you create. And the more authentic of a life you create, the more that heals this energy of hopeless helplessness that you've been in for some time until now. All right, so that is the message for you, Virgo. So many cards are wanting to come out for you, my goodness. But let's move on to Libra. Okay, so for Libra, for Venus in Leo, for the sign of Libra, please, what is the overall energy? Okay, so the overall energy for Libra is 6 of Swords on the outer. So for Libra, you are leaving a time of turmoil in the emotional space. You're just like, you know what? I'm packing my bags. I'm taking what matters with me. I'm taking my single cup here, being protected by the feminine energy. This could be with another, doesn't have to be, because we all have masculine and feminine energies. But it's like the masculine energy is taking charge and saying, I am moving to calmer waters. I'm putting down the defensiveness. I'm putting down the anger. I'm putting down the resentment. I'm putting down all of those emotions that don't actually serve me and help me move forward. And I'm going to just continue forward on this journey. I'm going to trust that my feminine energy is holding my heart and my love to share whenever I'm ready to do so. But right now, I am focused on just moving forward, saying bye to the past, no more drama, nonsense, whatever. Goodbye, moving on. Let's go. Let's look at what is going to happen for you during the retrograde period of July 22nd through September 13th. Okay, so for you, this also came up for another sign. So for you, during the retrograde period, you're really going to start to see a shift within your heart space from helpless and hopeless to, something else. We have the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups, and there's a single cup here, and there's five cups here. So, a total of six cups is what I'm seeing. So it's like you are literally going to just Venus and Leo is activating your heart to say, you know what? I'm fucking done. I'm done with the drama. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with, people that don't encourage my joy and peace. I'm moving on. I'm taking my cup of love. And as you take these empowered steps to shift away from emotional turmoil, because you're on the water that's calm, but you're on water, and water represents the emotions. It's like all of these cups that have been spilled over here. It's like you're like, you know what? All of this energy has just been spilled, and I'm going to use this energy to propel me forward. And as you continue taking those decisive steps to move away from whatever's been quote unquote lost, nothing's ever truly lost. It can feel that way, and I'm totally acknowledging and validating your feelings and your experiences, and at the same time, every failure is a step towards success. So it's like you're now going to just say, you know what, I'm moving on. And as you continue to take that forward action towards more, of your own authentic expression, you are going to be, as we go into retrograde, really seeing a shift within your heart of like, okay, I'm finally getting out of this dark, hopeless, helpless, energy where I just feel like nothing is ever going to work out for me. And that's really going to radically shift things for you. Let's look at your final message from the well-being cards. There we go. I relax into my natural well-being. Look at this. Beautiful. Okay, this person is like sleeping on this beautiful lily pad, and there's all of this water. This right here, on the boat, on the water, the essence of all that you appreciate is constantly flowing into and creating your reality. As you appreciate, your state of appreciation opens more channels that allow you more for which to feel appreciation. Look at this. It's like a mirroring energy. The next few months are really going to be a time for you to just nurture and love up on yourself, to receive the rest of, I was just in a really dark place, and there's no big hurry to move into the next phase of my life. I may not even know what the hell that next phase is. So I can just relax and trust that everything is in divine alignment. The next few months for you, Libra, is going to be a time to just really nurture your emotional body, to relax, to take care of your body, to take care of your mind, to take care of your heart, to take your time and not feel like you have to rush anything, and really cultivate appreciation for your courage, your strength, and this time of peace that you are headed towards through the next few months. Beautiful energy. Love that for you, Libra. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the energy of Scorpio. Energy of Scorpio, please. What is the overall energy of Venus in Leo for Scorpio for the next few months, please? Okay. So for Scorpio, we get 8 of Wands. Okay, so the overall energy for you, Scorpio, over the next few months is going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of like rapid clarity coming through to you, a lot of quick thinking. There's possibly good news coming your way, potentially good news that you've been waiting for a while. And it's like landing, okay? It's like landing with good possibilities. At the base of these 8 staves are leaves. So there's like new life coming to you, new inspiration, new thoughts, clarity, just a shifting away from this stormy darkness where you're like, I don't really know what the hell's going on, to, wow, okay, I'm getting the messages. My intuition's clear. I'm feeling on fire. I'm feeling like things are finally getting clear for me. And that's going to help you shift out of a potential stagnant, difficult place into, a light-centered, more abundant flow state, because the number 8 is the symbol for the infinity. We have the the rise, the light side of the eight of infinity is abundance and flow, and in the shadow, in the balance of that, there is stagnation and rest. Okay, so there's going to be a movement forward, especially in your mind. You're just going to have a lot more clarity over the next few months of what it is you need to continue moving forward. And that's really going to help you bring a lot of breakthroughs within your life, because everything does begin in the mind. Okay, so this could be messages from your intuition, messages from your guides, clarity from the people around you, and ultimately it's all going to be for a new, very fertile beginning for you. It's still at the 8, so we're talking about movement rather than ending. So there's just going to be movement of energy towards a positive new start, or a continuation of of what's already there in a more empowered and expansive way. Now let's look at what the Venus in Leo energy for Scorpio during the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th will be like for you. Okay, there it is. Okay, King of Pentacles. Whoa, what was I just talking about? I was just talking about like expansion, right? And King of Pentacles, that is the energy of just like expansion, having arrived. You have arrived at your success. You have arrived at, your wealth, your abundance. And I'm not talking about just money. Like, wealth is not just money. Wealth could be in love. Wealth could be in stability. Wealth could be in, just having all the clothes that you want to wear, the food that you want to eat, the people that you want to love up on. Wealth is about material, tangible resources that make you feel very grounded and stable and structured within your overall life. So, this clarity that's coming through over the next few weeks, it's really going to help you see how much wealth you already have, and or the possibility to expand that and really create the opulent life that you have been working so hard towards. It's no longer just inside of you. You're going to have enough to share, to give, to grow. You're just going to be like really stepping into your power and your wealth over the next few months, Scorpio. Let's close your reading with a final message from, okay, this card fell out, and I'm going to shuffle again and see if this card comes out. But the message that came out is, I practice the science of deliberate creation, which means that you intentionally, wisely, consciously use, your intuition, your words, your skills, your resources to create this, opulence that is already there, that you're going to really see culminating and culminating over the next few months. Let's see. Okay, this is the card that came out at top that I'm called to. So it says, whatever I give attention to, wanted or unwanted, I am creating. You were born with a magnificent emotional intuition, comes from, the depths of your emotions. You were born with a magnificent emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what your vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. So what you think, you create. It's not whether you want something bad enough. It's literally your thoughts are going to attract that into your reality, because the universe doesn't distinguish between what you want and what you're thinking. It just recognizes the energy. As it is your desire to feel good, right? We're feeling good now. Clarity is coming through, and your practice to choose good feeling thoughts. Only good things will come to you. Good things, right? So overall for you, Scorpio, really focus your energy and your attention on what it is you want to create. Listen to your intuition, listen to your guides, listen to the signs around you. Pay attention to the people in your life and use discernment, okay? Because I never advocate on listening to somebody outside of you as your penultimate truth. I always say, listen to what people have to say around you, especially people that love you, people that empower you, people that uplift you. Listen to what they have to say, because they might have a different perspective on things. But ultimately, you are your own authority to create the life that you want. So give your attention to what it is you want, who it is you want, and that will see you attracting more and more of what it is you want, so that you arrive at this King of Pentacles where you don't even have to think about it. You can just share, you can just expand, you can continue growing and thriving in the being experience. Love this for you, Scorpio. Beautiful reading. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Ophiuchus. If you don't read or study your chart in the 13 lunar cycle, you can take the Ophiuchus reading as a bonus message for you for this Venus and Leo energy. Okay, so for Ophiuchus, or bonus message for this Venus in Leo season, what is the overall energy, please? Okay, so this two cards fell out, but this spoke louder. So this is the 17, the star in the inner. So for you, over the next few months, you're going to be experiencing a lot of deep soul healing. You're going to have visitations from guides, from angels, from ancestors. They're going to be communicating with you. Your dreams are going to be super active over the next few months, because you're going through deep cellular soul healing. Something that would benefit you at this time is a dreaming journal. How I started my dreaming practice years ago is you just have a journal next to your bed, and as soon as you wake up, before you talk to anybody, before you do anything, as soon as you get up, just write down a couple of words. Even if you don't remember anything, write that down. I don't remember anything, because it's that practice of just, waking up and writing that's going to strengthen your memory retention of those few precious seconds. And then over time, you'll be able to remember your dreams a lot more clearly. It took me a few years before I was able to finally start remembering my dreams. And now I can get up. Not all the time, but some days, especially if I have super active dreaming, I can get up, I can walk around, do some things, and then I can sit in my journal and write. But it definitely took me almost 8 years before I arrived to this point where I can actively remember my dreams for at least an hour or two after I wake up, sometimes hours, okay? So dreaming is going to be super active for you over the next few months, and there's going to be deep cellular soul healing. Angels, ancestors, guides, human and non-human, are going to come to you in dream states to help you with the deep emotional healing of your consciousness. Let's look at what's happening during the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th. Oh my God. What? Yep. Okay, so this card came out, the nine, which is the Hermit. So two major arcana cards, so if you're choosing to receive this as a bonus message, congratulations. You're going through deep, wonderful soul healing, and that's going to really illuminate the wisdoms for you. You're going to start seeing more of the blessings in all of these painful experiences that you might have experienced. You're going to see the lessons as well. I call them blessings. Blessing plus lesson. So you're going to really, start seeing the depth of how much wisdom you hold because of all these experiences that you've gone through. Okay. And that's the more you realize and the more you are illuminated within you of, your own power, your own uniqueness, your own gifts, your own abilities, your courage, to have gone through your strength, to have gone through, and your courage to, rise above whatever you've experienced. It's going to bring even more healing because, everything feeds into itself. So let's close out your reading with an oracle message, please. This is the card. I envision more and act less. As you take the time to find images in your mind that are pleasing, you will more often achieve vibrational alignment with all things that you desire. From that alignment, you will experience more inspired ideas and assistance from others. Inspired action is very satisfying and extremely productive. I envision more and act less. So the guidance for you over the next few months, Ophiuchus, and or as a bonus reading, is to really take the time to sit with whatever's coming up in dreaming and just allow yourself to be intuitively led over the next few months, to just take inspired action, to not be so fixed and focused on plans and structure and routine, because that freedom of space and giving yourself more room to just be in the flow is going to support your deep soul healing, as well as rekindle your passion for life again. Okay, beautiful energy. See, this being right here is just chilling in the blue, so just like resting in your emotional body. Something that I always say, an affirmation that you can use while you're going through deep healing, three sentences. I woke up today, I am in my body. 4 sentences, excuse me. I woke up today, I am in my body, all I am is valid, it is safe to be me. Okay, I woke up today, I am in my body, all I am is valid, it is safe to be me. One more time. I woke up today, I am in my body, all I am is valid, it is safe to be me. And you can write that down and you can repeat that affirmation every day, and just let your heart heal, and let your heart guide you when you're awake to process and create in any way that really helps you just continue to integrate that deep soul healing that's happening in dream space, so that you can have more clarity on your power and on your gifts. All right, beautiful energy for you. Love it. Okay, so we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, please. Okay, so for Sagittarius, for Venus and Leo from June 5th to October 8th, what is the overall energy, please? Oh, too many. Just one, please. There it is. Okay, so for you, it is the Queen of Wands. On the inner planes. Okay, so for you, Sagittarius, over the next few months, you're going to see a growth in your intuition. You're going to see an expansion of your intuitive gifts, of your spiritual gifts, of your psychic gifts. You're going to be really feeling a call to do more meditation, to do more introspection, to really really honor your spiritual intuitive gifts. That's the overall energy for you. This Venus and Leo, this very loving, fiery energy is going to ignite your gifts, your intuitive gifts, because that's what the Queen of Wands energy, and on the outer she expresses and shares those gifts, but on the inner she's cultivating them. That's the word I was looking for. So over the next few months, you're going to be cultivating your spiritual gifts. It's a very powerful time for you to use this fiery, loving energy to strengthen and amplify your own gifts more, giving to yourself that energy, then sharing of those intuitive gifts with others. Now let's look at what's going to happen for you through the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th. Wow, the Tower flew out. Okay, and the Tower flew out on the inner planes. So this, so basically, as you really lean more into your intuitive, into your spiritual gifts, you're going to have a deep awakening within your consciousness. This is not an external tower, this is an internal tower. So as you continue, as you choose, because ultimately everything is free will, right? The gift of being in the human experience is free will. The purpose is to love and be loved. So you have the ability to choose whether you want to cultivate these spiritual gifts or not, Let me tell you, though, that if you do choose to cultivate a devotional practice every single freaking day to, hone your intuitive gifts, whatever that may be, reading cards, using a pendulum, using charms, casting runes and bones, using other kinds of divination tools. I have a ton of divination tools because I am very much active in my spiritual practices. You are really going to, the more you choose to devote, I'm going to spend 10, 15, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you can cultivate, but discipline and consistency. If you choose to be disciplined and consistent with the cultivation of your emotional, spiritual gifts, you're going to have an epic breakthrough. Like, I'm talking, this is going to change your freaking life breakthrough within your consciousness. It's like you are going to have a massive activation of your third eye, and it's just going to burn through all of that doubt, all of that fear, any past life trauma, karma, drama that, has not allowed you to trust and expand your intuitive gifts up until this point. Holy bejesus, I love this freaking energy for you. And I just love it. I just love this energy for you. So let's look at the oracle message for you, Sagittarius. That's not the card. Okay. Let's look at the oracle message for you, Saggy. One more time, one more shuffle, please. Okay, here it is. It is contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. It is the contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. Your own valuable personal new desire is always born from contrast. That new desire is then heard and answered by source energy, thus the glorious expansion of the universe. What was I just talking about? I was just talking about how you are just going to be so expanded within your consciousness over the next few months. And why is that? Because you are choosing to go deeper within your spiritual practices and sit with the discomfort that arises from facing your fears of your power, right? And when you face that fear, when you choose love in the face of fear, you're choosing to love yourself, you're choosing to love your intuitive gifts, you're choosing to love and honor your own truth. That is going to expand you in just amazing ways in this cosmic verse. I'm drawn to the image of the snowflakes here, and snowflakes are really incredible, magical little, I don't know, kisses of water kisses, frozen water kisses, that every single one has a different crystalline structure. There's no two snowflakes that is the same, which is telling me that every single thought and feeling and vibration that you feel within you is unique and of its own, incredibly perfect in the cosmic verse that is you. You are both source and you are what am I trying to say? You are both source and the vessel for source. Okay, you are everything and nothing all at the same time. And this acceptance that you are God and God is you, and that you are everything but you are also nothing, is really going to hone in and strengthen that deep awareness and acceptance of your own power, of your own voice. Okay, beautiful, love it, Sagittarius. Okay, now we're moving on to Capricorn. What's up, Capricorn? You drink some water. Okay, so for Capricorn, Venus and Leo energy, what's coming up for Capricorn in this Venus and Leo energy over the next few months? Oh, too many, just one, please. Okay, 11, justice on the outer. Okay, so for you, Capricorn energy, I'm very much drawn to the goddess Ma'at here. So I am an initiate and a devotee and a priestess of the goddess Ma'at, and Ma'at is really about justice. She's about balancing the scales. So over the next few months, Capricorn, you're going to be leading from your heart, because Lady Justice is blindfolded, but that doesn't mean she's blind. That means that she's using her inner eye. So over the next few months, you are really going to be finding greater balance within your life, because you are choosing to honor your intuition and lead from the heart, which is a really beautiful energy for Capricorn, because Capricorns are stubborn AF. Let me tell you something, okay? Stubborn, mountain energy, goats, okay? Pig-headed, so to speak. But over the next few months, you're really inspired to honor your truth from that heart space and to not be so rigid in the mind, which is a really beautiful energy. That is a breakthrough in itself, right? And that is going to bring a lot more balance into your life, which is also going to ripple out and right some injustices that you might have experienced, because you're going to realize that thinking from you're having this realization right now, if you haven't already, that just operating from the mind is not actually supportive to thriving and expanding in the being experience. The mind is a tool that can be used, but it is not the measure for your decisions, because ultimately, if you're not making decisions from your heart space and acting from that place of integrity within yourself, this is what I need to have balance in my life, then you're just going to be continuing cycles of inefficiency and exhaustion. Okay. And then I was just thinking in my head, what is the retrograde energy? And this card fell out. I didn't even need to speak the words. So this is 14 on the inner, which is an alignment. Okay. 2 major arcana. So this is a very powerful time for you. So I just love this temperate. I just love this freaking deck, this vice versa tarot, because it shows the inner and the outer of, what's going on in the cards. But for you, during as you continue to honor your truth, speak from your heart, not let your mind and your rational thoughts, run the room. Rather, you're like, all right, y'all, thank you for your opinions. And now I'm going to make decisions that are best in an alignment for my heart. As you continue taking these actions to bring greater balance into your life, guess what? Balance is going to happen in the inside, and everything happens from within. True change begins within. So as you take these actions externally, you're going to see greater balance within yourself, within your life, within your mind, within your heart, within your body. Things are coming to peace. The lion, and is this an eagle? What is this bird? It looks like an eagle, but it's a white eagle. Okay, so like white eagle for me says purity of sight. Hold on one second. That was my alarm going off, my lunch alarm. Anyway, so purity of sight and courage, you're going to really bring this balance within your heart, within your mind, within your consciousness. And that is ultimately going to feed, greater balance and restoration of justice for you. If you have experienced wrong in the past, you're going to see where you played your part in it. And then you're going to, take action towards righting those wrongs, whether it's an apologizing or just, letting things go and, taking the blessing plus lesson for what it is and moving forward. And that's really going to bring greater balance within you. And the more you balance within you, the more you find that balance within you and that peace within you and that harmony within you of the dualities within you, because ultimately duality is oneness, then the more you're going to see that in the outer, because again, everything feeds into each other, as within, so without, and vis-a-vis. Okay. Let's close your reading with an oracle card for you, Capricorn. Okay, the message for you is, as I breathe deeply, I find myself thrive. Thriving is as natural as breathing itself. By relaxing often and breathing deeply, your natural thriving is enhanced. Beautiful, right? When we shut off the mind, not that you can actually shut off the mind. If you shut off the mind, then you're brain dead or actually dead. But like shutting off the mind means like you are choosing to not give it the attention that it's always going to want. Okay. The mind is like vicious toddler. It's always going to be throwing tantrums. Sometimes they're louder than others, and that's when, you know, the ego comes into play. But the mind is constantly moving, so let it move, okay? As I breathe deeply, I feel myself thrive. So I'm guided to share with you the meditation 101 practice. You know, I get asked this question a lot, like, hey, Drasmin, how do I meditate? Like, you know, and I always ask, well, what is meditation to you? And the most common answer I get for meditation is emptying the mind. Which, yes, but that's a really advanced level of meditation. So what is the basic practice? Here, I'll share with you. So imagine that this is a hill and you're sitting on this hill and you're looking down over here at a freeway. Going one way are vehicles, going the other way are vehicles, right? So going this way are the vehicles of thought, going this way are the vehicles of emotion. So meditation is the practice of being the observer right here and breathing and observing. That's literally what meditation 101 is. Sit on the freaking hilltop and look at the highway that's in your mind of thoughts going one way, emotions going the other, and just breathe out and just observe. You don't have to respond. You don't have to go for a ride. You don't have to do anything other than observe. So the more you breathe, the more you're able to disconnect from the traffic flow that's going on. And then you are able to make more empowered choices about, oh, I want to go on that thought train or on that emotion train, or, oh shit, there's like traffic jam or like a broken road or like, you know, congestion or whatever. And then you can start taking action to like clear the road and make sure the flow is going good. But that's what the practice of meditation is. And that's going to be really supportive for you over the next few months, you know, really cultivating awareness of breath. Awareness of breath is the first most fundamental practice for basically any kind of wellness, okay? Awareness of breath is the number one practice to cultivate. Doesn't matter how long it takes, you know, do it every day at the same time. Again, consistency is key to developing wellness and strengthening wholeness, okay? So cultivate the practice of awareness of breath, because the more aware of your breath you are, the more room there is for you to feel and think clearly, okay? So that is the message for you, Capricorn. Whew. All right, let's move on to Aquarius. Excuse me. Okay, so for Aquarius, for this Venus in Leo season for the next few months, what is the overall energy, please? Feeling a little sticky. What's going on, Aquarius? Okay, I'm feeling the energy now. Let's come on. Okay, Venus and Leo for Aquarius, please. One card. Okay, too many. Let's try that again. Okay, I'm guided to take both, so I'm just going to trust it. Okay, and this one's coming out, and this fell out earlier when I was shuffling, but I'm going to put it back because these two are basically summarizing that energy. So for you, for this Venus in Leo, we get the 6 of Wands in the outer and the 7 of Swords in the inner. So what I'm getting for you, Aquarius, I almost said Pisces for some reason. What I'm getting for you, Aquarius, is over the next few months, you are leaving behind defensiveness. You're like, you know what? Being defensive doesn't actually serve me. So I'm going to choose to not be defensive and joyfully move forward, because the 6 of Wands is about victory, is about joy, but there's also, you know, on the inner, there's been a battle, okay? There's been some loss, there's been some heartache, there's been some shit that's happened, but at the same time, like, you're moving forward and you're being cheered on, whether it's you're being cheered on, you know, whether it is that you're being cheered on by people that love you, by your guides, you know, by both, by your intuition, whatever it is, it's like, you're like, okay, I'm not going to continue holding these swords. I'm going to just start walking away from this darkness and move into the light. I'm also sensing for you, Aquarius, that you still have your guard up, and that's okay. You know, when we've gone through, you know, a difficult time in our life, it's natural to feel protective of yourself, but you're guided to, you know, just be really mindful that you don't carry that energy into the next chapter of your life, into wherever you're choosing to move forward into. You know, start to really work on slowly dropping those swords as you transition into your new life. You know, 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 is the number of death. So it's like you're going to go through this death of defensiveness, of, you know, holding on to reasons and excuses and any kind of thought forms that tell you you're not worthy and deserving of moving on from whatever it is in the past that made you so defensive and guarded. Okay, so let's look at what's coming up for you in the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th. Okay, so eight of wands in the inner. Okay, so as you are choosing to, you know, leave the past behind and start slowly dropping your defenses, dropping your guard, you know, start moving forward, start realizing that you are supported, that, you know, people, your guides, your friends, your family, whoever, you know, you have support that's been, you know, encouraging to you to just let go of, you know, the past and start moving forward. During retrograde, you're going to start really receiving messages in dreaming, in signs and synchronicities, you know, because it's in the inner. So intuitively, you're going to be getting a lot of messages that is going to help you continue moving forward. You know, there's lightning here, there's the Pegasus here. So a lot of swift movement, a lot of energy, a lot of like aha moments, a lot of like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm the one who has been blocking me from moving forward. So it's time to use that energy of the lightning, of the thunderbolt, to just break through and just really, you know, start leaving behind that defensiveness and that pain and that anger, validating all that you are in this human experience and all that you've experienced. And, you know, it's okay to protect ourselves while we're healing, but once we've done the healing work, it doesn't actually serve to hold on to those guards and those shields. And so during the retrograde period, you know, that energy is going to come through to really start breaking down those walls and show you that those walls that helped you for a while are actually not going to serve you in that moving forward once you shift out of retrograde period. Okay, let's get an oracle card for you, Aquarius. Okay, there it is. How wonderful I am. Look at that. How sweet. Yes, you're so fucking awesome. That's basically what this energy is about. It's like you're realizing that, you know what, whatever happened, you may have played a part in it, but ultimately, that's, you know, sometimes shit just happens and it's not always your fault. And you're going to really see that you are absolutely wonderful as you are. We are wanting to awaken within you. We, as in, you know, your intuition, your guides, your gift, your power, your beauty, your bliss, your divinity. We are wanting to awaken within you your memory of how wonderful you are, how good you are, how worthy of whatever you are wanting you are. So, you know, a lot of blue, blue, blue here. So it's like, but there's also that fire. So it's like this fiery energy of Venus and Leo is really going to help, you know, shake up this emotional stagnation that you've been in. I mentioned, you know, that I think I mentioned that you're going to be receiving messages and dreaming. Yep, I did mention that because of this card here. So, you know, really just, you know, use this as an affirmation for the next few months. I am wonderful. I am worthy of all I desire. You know, write that down. I am wonderful and I am worthy of all I desire. Again, I am wonderful and I am worthy of all I desire. Write that affirmation down, repeat it, you know, chant it, pray with it, memorize it, play with it, make art using that, you know, and really recognize that you are returning to this recognition that, you know, the past is the past and you may have had a part to it, but there's no point in continuing to go over in your head, because the Aquarius is an air sign, so it's a mental energy. There's no point in continuing playing the loop over what happened and why, holding on to those swords, holding on to your reasons and excuses and defenses. It's like, let go, let yourself rest, let yourself move on, see that you are loved and supported and worthy of all that you desire. Beautiful energy. Love it for you, Aquarius. Okay. Yes. Okay, so let's shuffle these and move on to Pisces. Okay. So for Pisces, please, for the Venus in Leo season, what is coming up for Pisces? Knight of Swords on the inner plane. So Pisces, for you over the next few months, you're going to really get honest with yourself about what it is that you want in your life. And, the Knight of Swords could be about taking action, but it's more of, it's more, like building the momentum to take action. That's the energy that I'm getting. It's like you're getting really clear on what serves you, on what you want, on where you want to go with your life, on who you want to, take with you into this next chapter in your life. The theme of emotional honesty is really going to be illuminated for you over the next few months, and you're going to be building the momentum. I'm also getting the message of just, be mindful to not take rash action, to take your time, because the Knight of Swords can be a very hasty energy, which, if you're inspired to take action towards the truth, go for it. I'm not saying don't. Ultimately, you're sovereign and at free will. What I'm saying is, really take some time to evaluate, to write things down, to, to look over, the possibilities of the choices that you might take. Okay, because Pisces is very much a water energy. Venus in Leo is very much fire, so fire and water to create steam. So steam can create a bit of fogginess, a little bit of cloudedness, but ultimately you are coming into this deep clarity within you of who, what, where, why, when you are in this human experience. Okay, so let's look at what's coming up for you during the retrograde period from July 22nd to September 13th, Pisces. So 2 cards flew out, and I'm guided to take both. Okay, so we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. What was I just talking about? You are really going to be coming into this clarity of what your truth is, where you want to invest your time, energy, emotions, but these are all internal energies. This is not an external energy. So that's exactly what I was feeling. It's like you're going to be building this momentum up to take action towards that next stage of actually taking action. It's like warming up the car. You don't just hit the gas and expect it to go from 0 to 60 and just get to your destination. I mean, unless you have, one of those high-powered sports cars, but still, there needs to be a moment for the engine to rev up. And that's really what I'm getting for you. It's like your engine's starting to rev up during the retrograde period. There's going to be a little bit of like, room, where it's like your foot is, you're parked, but you're hitting that gas. It's like room. And that masculine energy is going to come into clarity of what you stand for, who you want in your life, how you want to continue forward. Very clear, very strong, dominant energies. You have a king and a queen. So like you're really in your emotional and mental power over the next few months, especially during the retrograde period. So as you transition out of that retrograde period, it's like you're building momentum. You're going to just have a moment to like, okay, I have clarity. I'm building momentum. Now let's take a few weeks, July 22nd through September 13th, to make sure I have my I's dotted, my T's crossed. And then once you shift out of retrograde, it's like, all right, I'm getting ready go from park to reverse or drive, like we're about to go. Okay, so really beautiful energy, Pisces, for you, really coming into mastery of your emotional and mental bodies. Let's close your reading with an oracle card. By visualizing my desired outcome, the perfect action is always inspired. What was I just talking about? Building momentum, getting really clear within you. And this card says, by visualizing my desired outcome. That's really what this energy is going to be for you, Pisces, for the next few months, really clarifying what the outcome is and where, you need to take action, because you're going to be really tapping into your intuition and your emotional intelligence. As your desire to feel good leads you to thoughts that feel good, desire thoughts, heart, mind, they play with each other, they dance with each other, they're not separate of each other. Your heart will send messages to your mind will translate them and then send that message down to your willpower, and then your willpower will act on it and execute. Okay, so as your desire to feel good leads you to thoughts that feel good, the perfect action will be inspired from alignment. Okay, Pisces, this season is about getting in alignment with your inner authenticity, calibrating with your most authentic you. And that inspired action is always joyful. Why? Because you're acting from your sovereign heart-centered truth. Again, by visualizing my desired outcome, the perfect action is always inspired. Love it, Pisces. Love it. Oh, such a good energy for you. Okay, so now we are going to move into Aries. I've been reading tarot and pulling oracle cards for almost 10 years now, and I don't just read for sun, moon, and rising. I read cards for the way the planets play in all aspects of my chart. And so when I'm reading these cards, I can't help but think about the people I know on my channel who follow me, the people in my life, my clients, and seeing how the messages are coming up and how it plays out in their different lives. And I'm just blown away, by the alignment of things. Just incredible. I truly am so blessed to be able to read and interpret messages in this way, not just for sun, moon, rising, but for all the aspects of a natal chart. Okay, let's look at Aries. What's coming up for you in this Venus and Leo season, please? Okay, 9 of Pentacles on the inner. Okay, so for you, Aries, over the next few months, this is a time to really revel. Okay, really revel. And revel means appreciate, luxuriate, have gratitude for all of the wealth that you have in your life. And again, wealth is not just money. Wealth is people, good, healthy relationships, not toxic bullshit people, okay? Wealth is good quality people in your life. Wealth is, security, stability. Wealth is having a good job that, supports you and also makes you feel good. Wealth is about, having the nourishing food in your pantry and having an abundance of it, having enough to share, So this Venus and Leo season is the time to really just appreciate the stability and the wealth that you have in your life. Let's look at what's coming up for you during the retrograde season of July 22nd to September 13th. Okay, a couple of cards came out, so I'm going to reshuffle and see if that comes out, because that was a little confusing for me. Let's try this again. Okay. One card, please, or two, if that's what's calling, but one card, please, for the Aries in Venus in Leo retrograde period. Okay, I'm going to take it. Clearly two cards want to come out. So during retrograde, we have the Judgment in the outer and the Lovers on the inner. Okay. So interesting for you. It came out like this. Okay. So you're going into this Venus in Leo period, just, guided to just have appreciation and gratitude for what you have. And the more you appreciate and gratitude, the more you're going to be able to feel what is in alignment within you. Six of the major arcana, six is about the union of opposites within consciousness. A lot of people see this as union between two people. It can be. I don't really read the lovers that way, especially in this deck. So it's like as you just take some time to just appreciate what you have in the external, it's going to illuminate the internal and whether there's harmony in the internal, and that's going to lead you to make some decisions and judgment calls to bring greater harmony and to bring that 9 into a 10, because 9 is, we're in a good place, but 10 is like, yeah, I've arrived, I've got it going for me, right? So it's like you're almost there. I'm feeling like there's a little bit of dissonance within you, a little bit of there's just a little bit of refinement that needs to happen within you, and the way to figure out what's at a mismatch is by focusing on what is working. As paradoxical as it sounds, the more you focus on what's working, the less highlighted what's not working is, and the less highlighted it is, the easier it is to make those cuts. Okay, so it's like you're guided to go into this time of deep appreciation and honorance for where you're at. That's going to illuminate in your heart space, where there might be a little bit of refinement, a little bit of cutting away that needs to happen. And during the retrograde period, that's when you're going to really make those decisions so that you can have greater harmony and peace and balance within yourself, and then that will continue to express itself in the outer. Okay, let's pull. Okay, sometimes I don't even need to voice the question out loud, because there's always a delay. I mean, the moment we think it, the answer comes. And what came out for you, and this came out in a different reading, a different sign, I ought to say, and it says, whatever I give attention to, wanted or unwanted, I am creating. Okay, you were born with a magnificent emotional lovers, emotional guidance system that lets you know in every moment exactly what your vibrational content is, which is being matched by the law of attraction. Okay, more gratitude, more appreciation, you get more of that. As it is your desire to feel good and your practice to choose good feeling thoughts, only good things will come to you. Okay, so again, very beautiful, powerful energy. Summarizing and confirming what I'm saying, really taking time to appreciate and give attention to the wealth that you have in your life so that you can attract more of that, so you can be clear in, whatever things, people, habits, situations, places, whatever, you need to just cut away. 20 is about judgment calls. It's about decisions. It's about saying no, period, full stop. I don't have to explain myself. All I know is this doesn't support my overall wellness. This isn't necessarily what I want. And I want to give my attention to things that I actually do want in my life, which means letting go of, whatever doesn't serve me anymore. Okay. Beautiful energy for you, Aries. Thank you so much. And now we're going to move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's look at what's going on for you through this Venus in Leo season. What is the overall energy for Taurus, please? Okay, so Taurus, you have 4 of Wands. Oh, I love it. Okay, so for you, Venus in Leo for Taurus, you're going to see a real strengthening and stabilizing of your mind. And as you stabilize within your mind, you're going to feel more safety within your home, within your environment, within your community, within your friendships, within your connections, within your jobs, within your relationships. 4 is the number of stability. 4 is also the number of self-care. So, really taking care of your mind over the next during this season is going to be incremental to stabilizing your sense of safety within your external environment. Okay, let's look at what's coming up for you in the retrograde period from July 22nd to September 13th for Taurus, please. Oh my gosh, too many. Just one, please. Okay, 21 on the outer. Okay, so yeah, you're really closing out a cycle where you allow your mind to disempower you. That's what's coming through. You know, as you cultivate and choose to focus on thoughts, on habits, on routines, on structures, on people, on situationships, on, you know, work, on hobbies that really nourish your mental landscape, and you start really rooting that safety within you, because safety starts within. Okay, it doesn't matter how much money you have on the outside. If you don't feel safe and confident within your mind, all of that is a faulty foundation. So the more you cultivate that strength within your mind, okay, you're going to be ending this cycle where you don't feel like you belong, that you're not a part of this world, that you don't fit in. And the more as that energy clears out, that's a natural releasing. Endings are a natural release. Endings aren't necessarily something that we force. Endings are something that just naturally happens. You're ending this cycle and you're really stepping into just feeling more free, more secure, more connected within your mind, and thus with your body, your community, your jobs, and whatever, anything in the external that you choose to connect to. Let's get an oracle message for you, Taurus, to bring that extra bonus message for you for this Venus and Leo season. I look for positive aspects in every experience. What was I just talking about? Working on the mind, working on positivity, okay? And I'm not talking about that toxic positivity BS where it's like, everything's great. No, everything's not always great. Sometimes things suck, okay? But you're not going to focus on what sucks, on what's difficult. You're going to say, okay, you know what? This is challenging, yet what is my strength in this challenge, okay? Within every particle of the universe is that which is wanted and the lack of it. Okay, that's just duality. That is just the law of one. Everything has an equal and opposite force. Okay, that is just simply one of the laws of being in this human experience, the law of polarity. Okay, by looking for the positive aspects of whatever you're giving your attention to, you maintain your connection to well-being. Okay, what was I just saying? You are really strengthening your mind and where you choose to focus your attention to. Okay, I look for positive aspects in every experience. This is not like a toxic positivity of like, I am happy when you feel like shit. It's like, okay, I don't feel really great today, and I'm going to acknowledge that. And I'm going to also look at what does make me feel good. Oh, okay. Taurus is a very sensual sign. So, there's like this figure here that's very much, kind of naked, kind of covered. Okay. So it's about tapping into what the pleasure senses. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you. Tapping into the pleasure senses for you, Taurus, is going to be really supportive. So decluttering your house and getting candles and scents and soft fuzzy things, and whatever it is that makes you just connect with the pleasure senses of your sight, of sound, of touch, of taste. Connecting with more pleasureful activities will be supportive and nurturing for your mind and help you see more of the positive. And the more you focus on what's good and what really nurtures and nourishes you, the more you stabilize that sense of safety and abundance for you within yourself, and thus reflected in the outer. Okay, love that for you, Taurus. Now let's move on to Gemini. Okay. Okay, so for Gemini, for this Venus and Leo season, what is the overall energy for Gemini, please? Oh my gosh, holy crap. Let's try a shuffle like this. Okay, so Venus and Leo for Gemini, please. One card. Okay, so for Gemini, we have 9 of Pentacles in the outer. So over the next few months, Venus and Leo in Gemini, for you, the message is, really, what's the thing that I'm getting? Hold on, I'm drawing a blank here. Help me, Archangel Metatron. Okay, sharing, giving more to yourself. Okay, it's like for you, Gemini, the energy that's coming through for you is, really not just appreciating how much wealth you have, but giving that back to yourself. It's like you're going to realize, like, holy crap, I have created an amazing life for myself, but I haven't really taken the time to give myself and just to give myself the pleasure of my home, to just sit and have a cup of tea and put my feet up and just be like, damn. And also, perhaps sharing that wealth, opening your home, opening your heart. But this is Pentacles, so like sharing of your resources, sharing of your time, sharing of your energy, sharing of you as a thriving, wealthy being is really going to amplify that feeling of having arrived, of having created a life that really nourishes and brings you joy and peace. Because in the inner, it's really about taking time to evaluate and assess, but in the outer, it's about like really living it up. Okay, so that's the energy for you, Gemini. It's like really live it up. Okay, have confidence with yourself enough to give back to yourself. That's really the message that I'm getting for you, Gemini. It's like really give to yourself from your own wealth. Okay, let's look at what's going to come up for you during the retrograde period of July 22nd to September 13th. Four of Wands on the inner. Okay, what was that? Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, Four of Wands on the inner. Okay, Four of Wands, the mind. Okay, giving to yourself. Four is the number of self-care, so really giving back to yourself. You're going to have a mental attitude shift as we go towards retrograde period, that in order for you to really recognize how much wealth and abundance you have to start by giving it to yourself first. Because only when you are giving to yourself and you're operating from that place of, heart is overflowing with gratitude, that's when you can really start to expand your material resources. But if you're not giving to yourself and you're just like creating and giving, giving it away without taking a moment to give to yourself first, then you're always going to be stuck in this mindset of lack. Like, I never have enough time, I never have enough love, I never have enough whatever, because you're not giving enough to yourself. So during the retrograde period, you're going to realize, and you're going to have this like mental breakthrough of, oh, I need to give to myself more. And the more I give to myself, the more confident I feel, because I'm like, damn, look at this fucking awesome house that I have. Look at these beautiful people that I have in my life. Look at all this great food that I have. And I feel so nourished and so peaceful and so creative and so joyous. And because I feel so good, I want to share some of that. 9 is about giving more to yourself, and then 10 of Pentacles is really starting to like expand and create outward. So it's like you're almost at that point of really like stabilizing, because 4 of Wands is about that stability, but it's on the inner, which means you really need to stabilize within yourself before you can move forward with expanding your wealth and sharing and growing that wealth with others. Okay, So let's look at an oracle message for you, Gemini. It is not my responsibility to convince anyone of anything. Whoa. Make your decisions about what you want and set out to create the life experiences that you choose and allow all others to do the same. What was I just talking about? I was just talking about like giving back to you. That was the big message that was coming through. You have to give yourself first. You have to create for yourself first, because that's what's going to stabilize your mind. You know, the Gemini energy is a very amazing energy, but they are also the energy of duality. And you know, the not duality, polarity. Okay, they're the energy of polarity because it is the energy of the twins. Okay, it's a mind, a very mental, a very mercurial energy. So it's always just like this, that, I don't know, maybe here, there, constantly like overthinking is a big shadow of the Gemini energy. You know, so it can bleed into overthinking about what other people are feeling. It's like, oh, if I take a moment to just like be proud, okay, that's the message that's coming through now. It's like, if I choose to be proud of what I have going for me and actually show that to the world without giving to them, you know, people are going to judge me. But let me tell you what, Gemini, you are not responsible for the actions and reactions of others. You are only responsible for how you choose to carry yourself. You don't have to give anything just because you are worried about how other people are going to think and feel about you if you don't. Okay, that's not actually giving. Okay, that's an attachment. You are literally codependent on others for validation because of what you have to give to them, and that's not really coming from a place of love. Okay, that's coming from a place of codependency. So over the next few months, you're really you're switching this mindset, especially during retrograde. You know, the retrograde period is going to be an evaluation time for you of what is authentic to me, and am I really appreciating the fucking amazing person that I am and what I've created for my life, and am I giving that to myself, or am I overly concerned about what other people are going to think? Because I am the freaking boss of my life. I am fertile, I'm abundant, I am wealthy, I've got an awesome home, I've got a great job, I've got people who love me, I've got it going for me. And you know what? The people who supported me through this, they deserve my love and attention, not all these other fools that were just occupying my space and judging me for what I have, whether it was a silent judgment or an external judgment. You know, we feel energy. Come on, we're all intuitive beings regardless of what sign you are. I'm on fire over here. I don't know who needs to hear this message, but Gemini, like, you need to give to yourself first, and fuck what people think, because you're just like, I'm gonna buy that expensive ass coat and those fancy ass shoes, and I don't care if people think that, you know, I'm this egotistical whatever, because you know what, I have worked really hard for what I got, so I deserve to give to myself. And the people who truly value and appreciate and encourage me are going to encourage me to keep giving to myself, because otherwise I'm not going to actually be operating from a place of love, because I don't love myself enough first. So over the next few months, you know, you're really going to come into that place of loving yourself by literally giving to yourself the wealth that you have created for yourself. And that's going to really stabilize your mind and show you how awesome you are, and that you don't have to do anything or be anyone for other people to love you, because it is not your responsibility to convince anyone of anything, including your worth and your value and why you should give to yourself first. Okay, that's the message for you, Gemini. Woo! Feeling that energy for you. Damn, such a intense energy for you, Gemini. Let me drink some water, cool that heat down. And speaking of water, we now move to the sign of Cancer, last, certainly not least. So let's look at what is the overall energy for you, Cancer, in this Venus in Leo energy. And we just switched from Venus in Cancer to Venus in Leo, so I'm very curious. Okay, Venus in Leo for Cancer, please, June 5th to October 8th. Ah, 9, Hermit. Okay, so you are coming out of a deep time of introspection where you're really going to start expressing more of your insight, of your wisdom, of your love, of your knowledge, anything and everything that you are ready to share that has been illuminated for you over the last, however long, months or weeks, months, years, doesn't really matter. It has been a journey because this is the 9. The Hermit is, a major arcana card. The 9 is a major arcana card. So it's like you've been on this journey for a while of deep realization of, who you are and what you have to offer. And now with the Venus and Leo energy, you're really feeling inspired to start sharing more of your authentic self with the world. Now let's look at what the retrograde period is going to bring for you from July 22nd to September 13th, Venus and Leo for Cancer. There it is. Wow. Oh my gosh. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles in the outer. Okay. Again, the sharing of energy, the appreciation, just feeling like you have so much wisdom to share, like you have arrived, you have so much wealth. Again, wealth is not just money. Wealth is love, energy, time, knowledge, skills, whatever you have. It's like you are coming out of this place of deep inner time, because the Hermit in the inner is about going within. The Hermit in the outer is coming out of the shell. And the more you come out of your shelf and start sharing yourself, you're going to realize like, wow, I'm at a 10. I have so much to give and so much to offer, and I don't have to rush in, giving and sharing all my resources. You see this 10 of Pentacles, this guy's just chilling, petting his dog, at under the archway of tents. Is like, I'm cool. I can just sit here and take a moment and chill out. And as I'm inspired to, I will share my resources, my time, my energy, whatever, with the people that I really want to share that energy and time with, that truly inspire and encourage me. Okay, so let's see, let's get an oracle card for you, Cancer, for the overall Venus and Leo energy. Okay, this came out for you. I envision more and act less. This card also came out for a different sign. I don't remember which one. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to tell you, because if it resonates for you, you'll find that message for you. Anyway, so I envision more and act less. As you take the time to find images in your mind that are more pleasing, as you take the time to just relax and appreciate what is pleasing, you will more often achieve vibrational alignment with all things that you desire. You're at that 10 of Pentacles. You've arrived. You've got it. Okay. Now it's about expansion, sharing, and growing. From this alignment of deep appreciation and presence with what pleases you, you will experience more inspired ideas and assistance from others. See the dogs over here, assisting you with just appreciating. Inspired action is very satisfying and extremely productive. Okay, so it's like you're slowly coming out. Okay, this isn't immediate sudden changes. Okay, this is slowly coming out of your shell, taking time to look at what you've uncovered within you, looking at what resources you have, taking a moment to smell the roses. It's summer. I love summer. It is arguably my favorite season. I love them all. They're all beautiful, but summer is definitely my favorite. One of the reasons is because the roses come in full bloom at the beginning of summer, and I just love it. I have some roses in my house now. It just fills the air. So anyway, I digress here. The Cancer, for you, Cancer, it's really about taking time to just really visualize, to feel more about what it is that just makes you feel very grounded and stable and secure, and taking inspired action from that feeling of safety and security within yourself, within your wisdoms, within your resources, within the stability of your consciousness in a physical body. Okay. Whew. All right, so that is the reading for all 12, 13 signs for this Venus in Leo energy. And Thank you again so much for being here with me. If you watched this entire reading, wow, thank you so much. I appreciate you spending this time with me. If these messages resonated with you, feel free to hit a like. Feel free to comment. I read all your comments. I love hearing from you. It also really helps my channel grow when you like and subscribe to my channel, when you share my messages with, your friends and family and anyone else you feel would resonate with my messages. And okay, well, that is it. So I'm now closing the circle and releasing all the guides who have been here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I send you all so much love and blessings and ease and peace and harmony and grace and just, radical, authentic, emotional liberation, love, and power and beauty through this Venus in Leo season. Thank you again for being here. I am Drasmin. This is Dragom Oracle. And until we meet again, love and blessings.